Ghana has officially kicked foreigners out of its domestic gold trading market. In mid-April, the Ghana Gold Board had issued an ultimatum to foreign gold traders in West African nation, mainly those dealing in artisanal or small-scale gold, to leave the country on or before April 30, 2025. The Ghana Gold Board, formed under President John Mahama's new government, says in a statement that violation of exit order shall constitute a punishable offense.
We dare you to attack us. We will defend to the last drop of our blood.
So we said, anyone who dares to attack Nigeria will face us, because we will wage a relentless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our states. This statement, this decision we made yesterday is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever.
That is the message from Captain Ibrahim Traore. We will mine our own gold. We will refine our own gold. You know, Africa is the home of producing a lot of natural minerals like gold, diamond, bauxite, even oil is on the land. But most of these resources are being mined by foreign companies. So when you go to a country like Burkina Faso, the reason why France is not happy with the happening within Burkina Faso is that they've sacked the French companies that are mining in Burkina Faso and in the Sahel regions. France is not happy with those things. But why is it that this foreign company kept mining on our land? We know that Africa was colonized by the European countries, and after colonization, Africa lacked a lot of resources, manpower, technology, machinery to do the mining, and therefore this company have to come back and continue those business. Now the time has come that they should stop mining on our land, because now Africa have the resources, Africa have the manpower, Africa now have the technology to do our own mining. Look at this message from the president of Ghana.
The time has come for Africa to unashamedly take advantage of the natural resource endowment that God has given us. In the colonial era, we had colonial masters, we had no say, and so they mined the gold, they took it away, they developed the palm plantations, took the palm oil away, they took the diamonds away, took everything away. And when we gained independence, Nkrumah warned us and said colonialism might have been defeated, but we're entering the era of neo-colonialism. They don't need to bring a governor to sit here, but they still would, from wherever the colonial headquarters is, control your resources and be able to still derive the benefits as if they had colonized you. And that exactly is happening. Post-colonialism, we didn't have technology, we didn't have capital, we didn't have the human resource. And so foreign companies come and take huge concessions and they sign it off for a pittance. And they run those, concessions to the benefit of the colonial metropolis. Today, I think that in Africa we've developed the core of human resource that is capable of also taking advantage of some of these resources. We've developed the technology, we have the technology to be able to do whatever any of these big conglomerates are doing. And the capital is available in the world to mobilize, to be able to do the same things. And that is why recently we had a little issue which we have resolved with one of our mining companies whose lease had expired after 30 years, and it was our desire to take it over and use Ghanaian expertise to be able to also exploit that resource and let the benefits remain in our country.
Okay, I'm sure you saw these publications that USA has, marked Ghana red in terms of travel. USA, the American government, is warning the citizens of America not to travel to certain country, or they are giving them travel advisory. That is basically saying that if you need a safe country to go to, these countries are not safe, and Ghana is part. Why is Ghana part of those nations? A lot is happening. The Ghanaian new government, led by President John Dramani Mahama, sent bill to Parliament in just 2 months of being in power. They passed a bill called the Ghana Gold Board. What the bill is saying is that trading in gold needs to be done by Ghanaian, and all foreign individual, foreign companies in Ghana that are dealing in domestic trading of gold should back out of the country. This is not going well with a lot of companies. One company that have been managing in Ghana for the past 30 years, they signed a contract in the year 1995 for the past 30 years. This year, the contract has expired. And in that contract, the Ghanaian government had only 10% of benefits in that company. As in, they'll mine your gold and export it. The revenue that the government would generate is only 10%. And that continued for the past 30 years. This new government said that they will not renew that contract again, and they are sending the contract to a local company. He's asking the local, miners that are capable of doing that to wait for the opportunity being offered them by the government. A lot of things are going on in the domestic, gold market. Ghana is Africa's largest producer of gold. There are a lot of gold on the continent of Africa, and Ghana was actually called the Gold Coast. They produce a lot of gold. These things are not going well with the foreigner, and so we will expect that they'll put those travel bans, those things, to just make the government unpopular, so that the citizen can rise up against the government. But things are not working well for them, because now you see all across the world black communities standing for all the black leaders that are doing good. Ibrahim Traore, on the other hand, is not just sacking the foreign expatriates, he's just daring them that they should not try to attack them, because if they do, they will fight to the last drop of their blood. Hear this.
They enjoy saying it every year in their economic surveys. Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we take the case of Niger, for over 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us. When you go to our states, our lands are riddled with holes, everywhere in search of precious metals like gold, but often there isn't even the slightest accessible road to reach the areas where they exploit gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples. But when we decided to do so, well, we were approached by some armchair slaves to deliver the message of their master, because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the head of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it's inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to fall in line, to become part of the elite that must lead Africa. Because they have a trained and conditioned elite that they must follow, who are embedded in that chain. We refused Bawafat to fall in line with them. And from then on, hostilities began. They have infiltrated our areas with several mercenaries, trainers. Agents have descended into the Sahel, hoping to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, hoping to incite them to revolt. In addition to these on-the-ground attacks, communication attacks, manipulation, and disinformation are rampant in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and never again will they be manipulated. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake and fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being waged. This never makes us cry. We will not tremble. We will face it. We will fight for true independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of AS, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local lackeys are only elected in a democratic, free and transparent process, according to them, their values. What could be more normal? That they want to impose this on us, because they are the ones who set the rules. Very well, we have decided to take responsibility for ourselves. That's why on July 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the armchair slaves and their masters got on their high horses. They put their local lackeys forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to attack Niger will face us, because we will wage a relentless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our states. This statement, this decision we made yesterday is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus, the AES was born on September 16th, 2023, within a framework of mutual defense. But we deemed it necessary to extend and expand the architecture of the AES. What brings us together today should allow us to venture into other areas beyond defense, notably finance and economy, infrastructure, health, education, and so on. I hope that these moments will be a story we write for the AES, but especially for Africa and the entire world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us. And above all, when we carry out our work, let us keep one thing in mind: the supreme interest of our populations. With that, we pray once again to the good Lord to accompany us all in our various tasks, to protect our fighters, who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and discuss the future of our states. Once again, thank you, people of Niger. Be united and in solidarity. People of the AES, the homeland or death.
Yes, that is the message from Captain Ibrahim Traore. We will fight to the last drop of our blood. Stay off the natural resources. We can mine ourselves. We can do it by ourselves. And so we need to encourage these leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Ghana, and all the Pan-Africanists that are now standing up to speak for the black people, to our own people, that let's all come and develop our land by ourselves. Shout out to everybody that is supporting this revolution all across the world. My name is Thier. This is also in Seoul. We are out.